Welcome everybody to ARG's Up Your Game educational series. We have a great topic and speaker this evening. We're going to take just about 20 minutes of your time before the game starts to give you some information on public cloud optimization. After that, you're free to network and enjoy the game, food, and drinks. Before I turn it over to Justin Kristensen from Rackspace, I want to provide a little context about our series and what we hope to accomplish with these events. ARG supports the technology operations of over 2,000 companies here in the Washington, D.C. area. It's about 11% of the total businesses. We run over 200 meetings per month with technology leaders from those organizations, and we have deep relationships with 60-plus providers and the ability to reach out to many more. In fact, it's not unusual for ARG to have 6 to 8 technology companies in our office on any given day. All of the interactions with leaders such as yourselves and service providers such as Rackspace has created a unique opportunity for sharing our information from ARG. We have identified many common themes and creative solutions through these interactions, themes and solutions across disciplines and service providers. This educational series is our way of sharing some of these hot topics, learnings, and solutions. One of the things that's important to us about working with Rackspace is that they are technology agnostic, which aligns closely with ARG's core values. Thank you and enjoy your evening.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Justin Kristensen, and I'm here with Rackspace and ARG to talk a little bit about AWS and some of the market trends and challenges that we can help solve. A little bit about Rackspace as a grounding. We are in 120 countries, have 150,000 customers under management. We're in a little over 60% of the Fortune 100, $2 billion in annual revenues, and 10 global data centers. One of the primary things you need to know about Rackspace is we're really a service company. It's one of our goals to be one of the best service brands in the world. So if we think about Rolls-Royce, Nordstrom's, we'll be on the right track. And how we do that is we take the world's leading technology and we marry it with something we call Fanatical Support. That's what we're measured and therefore managed by is Fanatical Support. So when I say technology agnostic, that means that no matter what cloud that you may use, because it is a hybrid cloud environment today, it could be AWS, OpenStack, Microsoft Azure, no matter what, we can help you with that. This slide talks about the Tale of Two Quadrants. Just a few short years ago, we were actually competitors with some of the companies that I just mentioned. But when we talk about cloud, there are really two camps that it falls into. There's a do-it-yourself cloud, where you literally take a credit card, go to the web, and spin up an instance, and you're responsible for creating it, architecting it, managing it yourself. The other side of the fence is what we do, is manage cloud services. So we're really here for companies that have an appreciation for managed services. So at one point in time, the do-it-yourself cloud providers, the Microsoft, the AWS, realized with $2 billion in annual revenues, Rackspace was doing a lot to help clients manage their infrastructure. So they had a decision to make that they could either go and create a managed services offering themselves, or they could partner with the best. Obviously, fast forward, we've partnered with them, and that's why I say we're technology agnostic, because we can help manage all of the clouds mentioned. So let's talk about market trends for a moment. It's pretty straightforward. The most relevant analogy would be telecommunications. I remember in 2002, a T1, a PRI, when people still use those, were $1,200 a month. Today, people don't use PRIs, but you can certainly get a T1 for anywhere from $150 to $250 a month. So that area of the business really commoditized greatly. We're not there yet with cloud, but prices are certainly decreasing in the cloud infrastructure market. However, the number of applications and services that are being supported by the cloud is absolutely going through the roof, which takes us to the next block on the slide, which talks about the complexity of the cloud business. It's gotten so much more complex. As a matter of fact, AWS, as a talk point, has 6,000 employees that just write code, and they do it very well. Just last year, in 2016, they created 1,000 plus additional environmental tools, we'll call them Lego pieces, and threw them into the AWS environment, which again is a do-it-yourself environment. So the challenge is for your employees to keep up to date and relevant and optimizing your environment in a constantly changing, complex environment. Additionally, the demand of finding those folks that are up to date and skilled at that is ever increasingly more difficult. The average tenure of an AWS cloud engineer is approximately 9 months with any particular employer before they get a better offer, more money, more equity to go in a different direction. So our approach to that is that we take what we have divided into particular workloads, which is on the left-hand side of the screen, and those are just our groupings for how we break down the different types of applications, whether it's digital, meaning more e-commerce, and so on and so forth. So we take the type of workload that we have hundreds of thousands of customers and a lot of experience in knowing which type of workload is going to actuate or work best in which type of cloud environment. We marry it up with that appropriate technology again. We're aligned with you. We're technology agnostic, and then we wrap it in our Fanatical Support. So we have some global expertise, certainly some AWS capability. I believe the slide says that we have 740 certified engineers in AWS. The slide's a day old. We're actually up to 1,000 plus employees that are certified. So some of the things that we really feel are important for you to consider when you're analyzing your cloud strategy or your cloud roadmap really has to do with migration, architecture, security, daily operations, and optimization. Now, there's a couple important points that we'll talk about on this slide. The latter four, the architecture, the security, operation, and optimization, those are a continual life cycle process. As I like to say when we talk about optimization, optimization is a process, it's not an event. As we referenced the 1,000 plus new tools that were thrown into the AWS environment a few minutes ago, those people are still coding on a daily basis, and those releases continue. So optimization is an ongoing process. And we need to think about optimization, not just a dollar for dollar savings, which you absolutely will receive when you keep an environment optimized, but it's more of a total cost of ownership model when you understand not only the CapEx from alternative solutions that might include buying equipment put into a data center, but also hiring, retaining, training, and certifying those employees on an ongoing basis. Now we have two flavors that we found most helpful for customers depending on their expertise and the size of their organizations relative to assisting with AWS. And we like to make an airplane analogy. We have two programs. One is called Navigator. The other one is called Aviator. Just like a navigator in a plane, we're here to share best practices, tools, automation, and support. So in both of these, think of Rackspace as an addition to your team. So if you have 2 people and we have 1,000, just consider that you have 1,002 people. When it comes to Aviator, we're flying the plane with you and taking more overall control and management. Something you might find interesting, although we have the 2 products or offerings to support you, and we're happy to do either. About 30% of the folks land on the Navigator and 70% as we work through the process land on Aviator. So our philosophy, again, all boils back to Fanatical Support. It's value-based. It considers scalability, security, and appropriate levels of sophistication for your business. One of the interesting things about AWS, they are a tremendous organization. They're an amazing organization, and they do have an amazing platform. They also have the largest brand recognition. If I were to go out and talk to 10 clients that all have instances running in the cloud, 5 of them, at least 50%, have gone to AWS. Why? Could be because they did some analyzation around what cloud is best for their applications, but more times than not, it's because they have the brand recognition. So organizations have put everything into that particular cloud, whether or not it may be the best cloud for that particular application. So we're here to help understand what cloud is right for what application, whether it's a more legacy application that might need a dedicated environment or something that's newer, what we call born in the cloud. The slide I'd like to leave you with is you would be in great company if you allow ARG and Rackspace to come aboard and help you work through some of the things that you would want to consider for a total cost of ownership model relative to AWS. Thanks so much for your time, and have a great day.